2, 1. We may be live now. I have no idea. Let's do this.
Yeah, that'll be fucking hard.
Do you hear the music? I don't hear the music.
I hear music.
I don't hear it. What the hell? I don't hear the music. Aww. Well, guys, how's it going? This is Bridge of the Geekdoms. I can't hear the music. Hopefully you can hear the cool new music. I don't know if you like it or not, but if you guys can hear it, cool. Lucky you. Anyways, we've got some things to talk about today. We've got Marvel, we've got DC. I'm missing my notes here. It's my mess, and even though I had 3 hours to prepare, I still don't have things in order because that's how I am. We have.
Hear you, but the music is so loud.
Oh, geez. See, I can't even hear the music. That's the problem. So here, I'll turn it even down more. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah, I mean, I hear the music still. I don't know if you want me to.
I don't know. Fucking StreamYard.
Derpy doesn't like it.
Derpy doesn't like it? Derpy says, absolutely not. That music's got to go.
It's, you know what? We're going to start a GoFundMe. We're going to get the rights to Creep by Radiohead, and that's going to be our intro.
It's my dad's favorite.
I think we should do In the Middle.
Please.
Or The Middle.
Yeah, let's do The Middle, but the shitty cover, please.
We'll talk about that later. Honestly, forget the music right now, and we'll get to the comments here momentarily. But we have a lot to talk about, and guys, DC, is it in trouble? That's the main topic we're going to talk about today. We've been talking a lot of DC lately, I know, but that's kind of the hot topic. It's a hot button item right now, so we'll talk about that. There's some gaming stuff to talk about. Not much, but PlayStation kind of pissed a lot of people off, so we'll talk about that. And comics. Comics Cuts. Jerry here has some fun things or interesting things to talk about there. So we'll get into all of that. So we're going to start with Marvel. Obviously. Oh, we also have a game. Stick around. We do have a game today. So stick around for that. So we're going to start with Marvel.
I'm only laughing because you laugh so much over shit.
Oh, shit. I was like just reading the comments and I saw that. I just looked. And I like it when people do the work for us where we don't have to start off with something crazy.
Yeah, we don't have any crazy story to start off with today. So,
well, I did fight off some Jawas this week because, you know, the whole East Coast sucks dick right now.
It's brutal.
It is brutal right now, but hey, it's July, so
that's why Hugo and Bossman are behind me.
What's going on, Prime? We're gonna be starting with some Marvel talk. Not much to talk about, but I know that apparently Avengers Doomsday plot has leaked. I actually have not heard the plot leak. I have not heard it. That's why I don't even have the plot leak pulled up. That's why I just pulled up Google's search for Doomsday. So I have not heard it yet. But apparently John Campea has confirmed this. Jerry, tell me not the plot leak, but give us some. Yeah.
So John Campea had said a while back that he's like, someone had told, he said that someone told him the full Avengers Doomsday plot, and he was unsure how real it was. And someone else told Robert Meyer Burnett, who he does his show with, the plot as well. And they were like, let's compare notes and see if it aligns. And they both said that their plot that they heard was the exact same thing. So that led them to believe that the plots that they heard were real. Then I think it was on Reddit, if I remember correctly, the plot leak went up and a lot of people have read it. Full context, I haven't read it. I think it's really annoying how like a lot of our culture is we go into all these movies knowing what's going to happen. It's so corny. It's so annoying. I don't want to read the plot leak. You know, on the previous show that I used to do with a co-host, like one of the things he was into was covering the leaks and whatnot. And, you know, I guess I do it to an extent, and I'm not even trying to like dig on him. A lot of people are into that. That's fine. It's just not my thing. Like I love these movies. I want to go in and enjoy them for what they are. You know, some leaks are fine, but I don't want to know the full plot leak. But based on what John Campea and Robert Meyer Burnett said, I believe that this plot leak that is out there is 100% real, because this is all coming from multiple different sources that are saying the same plot. Like, how does that happen? You know? So I think it's legit. It's pretty crazy that it's gotten out there to this extent. Like, you know, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. I actually only think it's going to help the movie. I think people are going to be more excited to see how it plays out with the music and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, what's your take on this and like where we are and how whole plot leaks for the biggest movies are coming out before 6 months before the movie?
You have anything, Colton?
Yeah, just instead of December 18th, why not like the 4th of July at this point? Everything has been leaked. Why not just release it now?
Well, I think I mentioned this last week. This movie has been in some sort of production forever, it seems like. I mean, it's been 2 years, essentially. It's been in some sort of production. It's not surprising that leaks are going to come out for this movie. And when you get down to it, honestly, it was bound to happen that we were going to start hearing a lot of things for it. Why they wanted to push this movie to December is beyond me. I know like December is becoming like a hotbed for movie releases. Like I don't understand. I guess, you know, Avatar's made some money, Star Wars was making money, you know, the movies were making money in December, that Christmas time frame. So maybe that's what it was, and they gave summer to Spider-Man this year. But honestly, I don't know. I just, leaks are going to start getting out there, and it's going to happen with Secret Wars. It's going to happen with, you know, we got stuff with Spider-Man. It's going to happen with Man of Tomorrow. It happened with Superman. Yeah, things are going to happen. We're just going to, we have to deal with it in this modern age of scoopers, of grifters, of assholes, because they want the clout. They want the notoriety. They want to be the first to say, hey, I leaked this, come follow me. I want the clicks, I want the follows. And that's all it's about anymore. It's not about, let's try and keep the mystery alive. Typically, spoilers don't ruin movies for me. They typically never do. But there's some films that I will try and stay away from. I think Colton can attest to this. When Endgame was coming out, I tried to stay away from as many spoilers as I could. On the other hand, he was watching the leaks on Pornhub, I think it was.
Yeah, I know. I tracked him down on Pornhub.
He was watching leaks on Pornhub, and he saw like the big scene of Steve Rogers picking up Mjolnir and things like that on Pornhub before going to see the movie.
Pornhub before the movie came out?
Yeah. That's how deep into the hole I was.
So, I mean, that kind of like things like that will eventually, it just happens. Again, like I said, spoilers don't typically ruin my experience, because I always say this, my experience, I enjoy seeing everybody else's reaction to movies probably more than I get my own reaction to movies. It's a weird thing. So again, spoilers for me don't bother me too much, but we're going to see it with everything. And like you said, when it comes to this movie, it's not going to hurt it at all. Like, this movie is going to make all of the money. It's going to do gangbusters. As of right now, because it's been almost 10 years, and 2, it has that Marvel logo, and 3, it has the legacy characters in it. You know, it has Avengers, it has Marvel, it has legacy characters. It's gonna make money, regardless if people know what the story is or not. and that's pretty much all it is. So
Yeah, on the movies getting shifted to December, I always felt like that was because of Spider-Man No Way Home. It was the first big box office like smash hit post COVID. I mean, I think we were still in COVID when that movie came out, but it was like when things were starting to come back. And of course you could say, well, they put Spider-Man in July. Yeah, but they think Avengers is going to be the bigger of the two movies, so that's why they put that in December.
Yeah, but I mean that also started back in. I mean, with those big blockbusters years ago. I mean, The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean that's 2015 that came out. So you could go far back as then when they were starting to put these blockbusters out in December.
True.
I think with Spider-Man, no matter, again, that's another movie. No matter when they would put that out, it was going to make money. As with Doomsday, no matter when they put it out, it's gonna make money. I think they were just like, hey, let's just finish off the year strong.
Spider-Man, it's already done 43 or 49 million, something like that, in pre-sales, and it still has a month before that movie comes out, which is
That's
crazy.
wild.
And that's just opening weekend, and it's already got 40-something in the bank.
Jeez. All right. Well, let us know your thoughts, everyone, on the Doomsday plot leaks, and if you've read them, if you're going to read them, if you don't want to. I see some comments here. Derpy says, oh, come on, Mouse. It seems legit. Donovan says Doomsday leaks are everywhere. Meanwhile, Man of Tomorrow has been locked down. Again, they're still early in production with Man of Tomorrow. Also, that production is going to be half the time of Doomsday, but we're still going to get stuff. Things are still going to leak out from Man of Tomorrow, so don't think that we're not going to get anything. Donovan says he refuses to read any major spoilers. Prime says it don't matter. Avengers will be a huge film and will make a ton of money at the box office. It will. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. Donovan says crazy how nothing from Man of Tomorrow has leaked aside from the public outside photos. Again, things are going to leak, dude. It's how it is. Like it
just started shooting.
Yeah. Let's see. Donovan says, I cannot wait for a brand new day, and I'm going dark when it premieres elsewhere. Okay. Now, you said some things, put some things in here about Black Panther 3, which is going to be a top priority after Doomsday. It says T'Challa 2 will simply be called T'Challa going forward. Black Panther 3 is described as a coming-of-age story about T'Challa inheriting the Black Panther mantle. Where did you hear this? I haven't seen this.
So this came from Alex Perez, Cosmic Circus. He is probably one of the most credible people when it comes to Marvel. He does these Q&As every couple of weeks, and he happened to have posted one a couple days ago. So, yeah, he's definitely credible.
Okay. You also put Daredevil Born Again Season 3. Kingpin isn't really stepping back. It's going to be Matt's biggest challenge, maybe dealing with his public identity reveal. The rumored Spider-Man crossover is still in play in some form, but won't be a one-to-one adaptation. So, first off, let's talk about Kingpin isn't really stepping back. I never really thought that was going to be a factor. Kingpin has been such a big part of this version of Daredevil from season 1 on Netflix to now. You can't have him step back. I think maybe it was season 2 on Netflix. He kind of was not a huge part of that season, but he was still there in some form or fashion. So I didn't think that he would just kind of disappear. So that makes sense. What is your take on that, Jerry?
I really want to see other villains, but I don't want to see no Kingpin. I don't think that's the move. He is one of the biggest characters of that show. He's one of the best talents Marvel's ever had. He's one of the best comic book castings of all time. I just don't think that show exists without Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk. However, I don't think he needs to be as significant of a character as he was in the past 2 Born Again seasons. I'd like to see someone else be the chief villain of Born Again season 3.
I agree. What I would love to see though is Wilson Fisk face to face with Spider-Man at some point. Like I just want to see it so bad, so bad. Have you watched any of that, Colton?
Yeah, I'm watching it. Well, I didn't make it home in time to watch the movie I said I was going to go see. So I started watching X-Men 97.
Loser.
Hey, look, I watched 2 full fucking shows yesterday.
Which I do want to ask you about that when we get into the DC stuff. So don't worry, we'll do that. But okay. And then biggest challenge may be dealing with his public identity reveal. That was kind of big at the end of last season, which I personally, this is the one thing I hate about the MCU is how everybody just knows who everybody is. I can't stand it. I absolutely can't. That's one thing that I kind of hope they change with this quote unquote reset that they're doing after Secret Wars, is that everybody has a secret identity. Because I think that's kind of important. Like, sure, you have your Bruce Banners, who that's in the comics. Everybody knows Bruce Banner's Hulk essentially, but like for the most part, nobody knows who these characters are. Like give them their secret identities back. I want that. So I guess
hate to burst your bubble, but I don't think secret identities are going to be a big thing during the mutant saga.
With mutants, again, mutants are a different story as well. Like that's something different. But what I'm talking about, like Iron Man, like one of the big things with Iron Man for so long was you would have Rhodey War Machine. People were thinking was actually Iron Man, but it's his bodyguard, and like there's that whole aspect to it. And I don't know. I like the whole secret identity thing. Like I just like that. I like the dual person. DC does that so well, and Marvel just doesn't. But yeah, and then the rumored Spider-Man crossover. Do you know what he's talking about here? Is it a crossover in Daredevil or is it a crossover in the Spider-Man movie?
I don't. And I also don't know what he meant by one-to-one adaptation, but I always felt that there's no shot we'd ever see Spider-Man in a Disney Plus series product. He's just too valuable. You cheapen your characters when you put them on a TV product when they're that big. That's the reason James Gunn canceled Superman, Lois and Clark. But Tom Holland did say he did want to return the favor to John Bernthal for being in Brand New Day. However, with the fact that Sony and Marvel handles Spider-Man, I highly doubt, even if Marvel wanted to do it, Sony would be like, yeah, that's okay. I just don't see a world where that happens.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Well, let us know in your thoughts what you think about all this. I'm not too excited about Black Panther 3. That's why I kind of just skimmed over it. Black Panther 2 is such a disappointment, and I don't like the idea of this T'Challa 2 kind of becoming the new T'Challa. And it's just it sounds so cheap to me. But this Daredevil stuff, look, I think Daredevil Born Again season 2 was phenomenal. I think it was a great season, way better than season 1. So I can't wait for season 3. So hopefully it does good. So let us know in the comments below what you guys think about all of that. All right, let's move on to some disappointing news. Oof.
Hi, Lawrence.
All right. Hi, Lawrence. Did either of you see Supergirl?
I did. For once, Colton actually was able to see the movie.
Colton did a thing.
Colton saw 2 movies.
And my doctor appointment went late and I missed my screening.
All right. So I did probably my most in-depth, most I think it's my best review I've ever done of a movie ever. Like, I'm not a big review person when it comes to my YouTube channel or anything. I've never been good at doing reviews, but I actually felt inspired for doing a review for Supergirl. And I did that review because I highly enjoyed the film. Not like to the point where it's like, this is the greatest superhero movie ever. But I had a hell of a time with it. Like, I had a lot of fun with the movie. I came out like, man, that was a good time. You know, like there, I said in my out of theater reaction, first 10 minutes, I'm like, when's this movie going to get bad? Second 10 minutes, I'm 20 minutes in. When's this movie going to get bad? 40 minutes in. When the hell is this movie going to get bad? Like, that's what I kept saying. Now, throughout those first 40 minutes, were there moments that were just kind of like, what was that about? Or, oh man, that was kind of stupid. Sure. But all movies have that. All movies have those moments of just like, well, that was stupid, or that was convenient, but I wasn't going in there expecting to see the Shawshank Redemption. I wasn't going in there to see Gone with the Wind. Like that, you have to put movies into perspective when you go to see them. And I was going in to see a superhero film that was just going to be action and, just fun. Like, that's what I was going in for. And I had fun with it. My daughter had fun with it. My spouse had fun with it. Like, we had a good time with it. And it had its issues. It sure did. But I honestly, this, and again, I don't like talking box office, but this is appalling. It's only at $79 million after its first full week of release. That's appalling. It is not this bad. It's not. It is not that bad. This movie is, in my opinion, I enjoy it more than I like Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, Deadpool and Wolverine is a fine movie. It's a fine film. But it's just cameo porn. It's just like, ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Like, there's not a very good story in that movie. This at least is like, hey, this is a fun ride, and it's fast paced. It gets you to where you need to go, and you get there. Now, I'm not saying that Deadpool and Wolverine didn't deserve the $1 billion that it made. Really didn't, but it got there. And I'm not saying that Supergirl deserves $1 billion. But hell, guys, $80 million in just like in his first, that's terrible. That's terrible. Colton, what did you think?
I agree with you. I mean, nothing, the main plot kept going, kept you wrapped in. The subplot with I don't want to really, that's not really a spoiler, but I can't think of her name, the little Asian girl. Ruthie. And that was entertaining in and of itself. Like, I could have saw that whole plot cut out Supergirl and I would have been entertained with the movie. But 80 million it's insulting. Like, that movie is not that bad at all. Like, it's better than half the shit Marvel's turned out in the past 10-ish years post Endgame.
Yeah, and again, I know some people may not agree with me, but look, I like the Superman movie. I do. I like Superman. But when I came out of that movie theater last year after Superman, I came out and I was just like, yeah. But I came out of Supergirl, I was like, man, that was fun. I had two different reactions after seeing these movies the first time. Now, after watching Superman again and again and again, I've enjoyed it more and more. But Supergirl, that first time I watched it, I came out, I was like, yes, I like it. And I do agree. Like, somebody said on my comments on one of my videos, like, man, this is like the Man of Steel of the DCU. And I was like, I don't know about that. But then I started thinking about it, and I was replaying the movie in my head as I was writing up my review. And I was like, holy shit, this is the Man of Steel of the DCU. Like, the story is very close to Man of Steel, but even more so than that, the action, the tone, it all feels very Snyder-esque. It feels very dark in tone and Snyder-esque in tone. And I posted that on Twitter, and people got mad at me, which I knew was going to rile up some people's buttholes and stuff like that. But people were then, why didn't they market it like that? Well, because it's not a Zack Snyder film. They didn't market it like a James Gunn film either. They marketed it like a Craig Gillespie film, because that's what it is. But again, people are like, it's more like a Guardians of the Galaxy film. It really isn't. Like, there were maybe 1 or 2 moments in the movie where I was like, it's a little like Guardians of the Galaxy. But for the most part, it really didn't feel like Guardians of the Galaxy at all to me in that movie. So, like, I've been racking my brain since seeing it, why it's getting such bad press. I don't know. We've seen far worse comic book movies over the last 10 years make far more money than this. The Venom films, all 3 Venom movies are worse than this. There's no debate. There is zero debate. All 3 Venom movies are worse than this film. You cannot even debate it. And they've all made buttloads more money than this. Fantastic Four is a worse movie than this. And it made buttload more money. Yes. Oh, 100% yes.
I love that movie.
This is better than First Steps.
I love that movie.
I can't weigh in. I haven't seen that one. I can't weigh in on the Venom thing.
Because I haven't seen it.
I can't weigh in on Venom because I can't make it past the first 10 minutes without falling asleep in the first one. So, and that's not a joke. I've tried to watch it 5 separate times. I fell asleep 20 minutes into the movie.
It's just, to me, like, I get that Millie Alcock said some stupid things. I get that she said, I don't even know what she said about Christian dads or something like that. Like, I know that there's, like, people are saying, oh, she said something about Christian dads. Look, I'm a Christian dad. But I don't give a crap what actors say when they're on the red carpet. Like, I don't care. I don't care what they say. I am so over this whole idea about worrying about what their opinions are, what they care about anything. Because 9 times out of 10, they're dumber than a box of rocks. They don't understand what's going on in the real world to begin with. They're just fed propaganda from their friend down the street who is being fed propaganda from some left-wing nut job. So, like, they don't know what's going on in the real world to begin with because they're idiots. So do I care what some actor or actress on the red carpet has to say about Christian dads, politics, or anything? Not even a little bit. So whatever they say on the red carpet, who cares? I don't care. Now, are they a good actor or actress? That's what I care about. Why? Because I want to go see the movies they're in. And I want to see how they portray the characters that they're playing. And if it's any good. That's what I care about because that's their job.
See, I care a bit about what they say, but I still don't let it interfere with the movie. For example, I hate everything that comes out of Pedro Pascal's mouth. And I really was pissed about the casting for Fantastic Four because I was just like, how do you cast Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, who's one of my favorite characters? And then I saw the movie and I was like, wow, he actually did a great job. You know, you have to be able to at least separate it. But I remember what she said. She basically, they said, I forget exactly what the question was, but she said how a lot of the hate towards her was coming from Christian dads on Facebook or something like that. Donovan kind of said it wasn't even bad, you know, but you got to media train these people because a lot of people take that
100%,
and whether it's a hate campaign or not, like Donovan also said, you do need to train these people because they are going on the red carpet. That stuff does get a lot of hits online. A lot of people do care. And whether they care or not, they're going to pretend they care and they're going to blast it online and it's going to get millions of views. However, I don't think that affected the movie. I don't think the people that cared about that comment were ever going to give this movie a fair shot.
No.
And the other thing I've also noticed is, and this pains me to say, it really does, but I had a real harsh wake-up call over the past week because I've been posting a lot of positive stuff about James Gunn and the DCU in the wake of Supergirl. I haven't seen Supergirl. I always thought the movie looked bad. I wasn't running to see it. Slav told me he liked it, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go see it. Then the one day I had some time to go. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. However, a lot of the people that were coming at me in the comments were conservatives, and a lot of them were content creators, and some of them had pretty big followings on YouTube or Twitter or whatever. And when I went to check out their YouTube pages, and I don't like the word grifter. I really don't. I think it's overused. I think it's misused, but there was no other way to describe these people because every single video of theirs was them being a negative about movies. They don't say they like movies. They just say, I hate this movie. I hate that movie. This movie sucks. That sucks. This sucks. It's just a world of negativity online. It is so bad. And it is it's just so insincere. And I don't know how anyone takes them seriously, but a lot of people live for their content. It's so crazy, and I see a lot of liberals have always said a lot of these conservatives are complete grifters. And I hate to say it, but they're right.
Yeah. You got anything, Colton?
I think that's just the toxic wasteland that is the internet. We'll do anything if that means we get interactions and that gives us a chance to make 5 cents. That's really where we're at as a society. That's why I don't use the internet.
No, I mean, I said pretty much the same thing about how these actors and actresses, they need to have training. The pundits will ask leading questions to try and get that hit, to try and get those remarks so they can get the clicks, they can get that hit article that way. These specific YouTube channels will then pick it up, so then they can then utilize those websites, so then their viewers will pick it up. I mean, it's all a little game that these places are playing anymore. It's sickening. It really is. The thing is this movie, I don't, like you said, I don't think it's that comment. I don't think it's any of the comments that any of these actors or actresses made. I think it's what it comes down to is a couple things. One, I don't think the audience really cared for a Supergirl movie. I don't think that they cared for a Supergirl film. And I think this showed me, as well as DC Studios, that look, you want to reset this universe, you can't do that with these B and C tier characters. You just can't do it. That's just my opinion. You just can't do it. And I think also you do have a very loud minority out there who loves to talk down and say anything female led is woke. The problem is, years and years ago, that wasn't the case. We've had our Ellen Ripleys. We've had our Sarah Connors. We've had our Kill Bill films. We've had our big female heroines in the past that have done very well. But you have these grifters today who are still stuck on this idea that movies like this are quote unquote woke. And look, I'm upfront. I'm very honest. I'm a conservative. I say this all the time.
Me too.
The thing is, I went and watched this movie with an open mind. This movie is not woke. It's not. So when people literally are sitting there on Twitter and X saying this Supergirl's a woke movie, I'm like, show me where the woke touched you, because where did it, like, when?
At no
this
point,
movie woke?
yeah, at like no point in time. Maybe the soundtrack, maybe if you want to pull at straws there, but
Yeah,
I mean, nothing. There's nothing woke or anything left leaning with it. It's just a film.
yeah,
You don't have to drag
yeah.
politics into every fucking aspect of your life. Get a personality.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. It's
Also,
pathetic.
I was just gonna say that, like, people try to say, "Oh, James Gunn's woke, so the DCU is woke." Like, that's not how it works. Okay, you can't say that. Like, Warner Brothers isn't conservative because of David Zaslav. It's the same thing. Like, it's just a stupid argument. And
Yeah.
a lot of these people's followers are really dumb, and I know that because, like, I don't want to name them, but like I have a couple of them that follow them that also follow me. And I can promise you their comments are like really dumb. Even the other day, I made a post about how a lot of the people who said Supergirl had a bad script couldn't specify what made a bad script. And first of all, it went over a lot of people's heads as if I was defending the movie. I wasn't defending the movie. I was just saying a lot of the people who are saying this just heard it from someone else, and they don't know anything about a script to say what makes a good script or a bad script. That's all I was saying. But
Yeah.
like, there was another pretty, I don't want to say big, but somewhat sizable conservative commentator, and she is a mutual of mine, and she commented like, "Oh, I could send you links," and I was like, I believe you that there's legit criticism. The point is, and what I just said, and someone was like, "Oh, you don't," I said, "I'll take your word for it." And someone commented on there and was like, "Oh, so you don't believe her and you don't want to see the links?" I was like, "No, I said I take her word for it." I had to explain that to him. These people are so effing stupid. It's like painful to deal with them.
That it gets me to the script thing also. There was one reviewer in a big outlet complained about the script, and everybody that hated this movie or wanted to hate this movie latched on to that review and was like, the script is bad, the script is bad, the script is bad, the script is bad, the script is bad. Sort of losing their mind over the script. And here's the thing. What people don't realize, I think I said this in my review or I don't know, I said it at some point. A movie is not just simply the script. You get a script, and the script is, 190 pages, 200 pages. And then you take that script and you shoot those 200 pages. Now, give or take, a page of a script is typically about a minute of film. Okay, typically it's about a minute of film. So you shoot that page to film. And then once you shoot that page, while you're shooting it, things may change slightly while you're filming it. The actor may interpret the page slightly different than how the writer interpreted it. The director may interpret it slightly different. So how the page was written might be interpreted different the day of shooting. And then it gets shot. And then it goes to editing. And then it gets edited. And as you're editing how the thing flows and how it moves, then it gets edited. Things get taken out. Things get shifted around. Things get... So the final product of the movie is not always exactly what the script was. Let's not forget that sometimes there's things that are rewritten and added into the movie after the fact. Sometimes things, are taken out and rewritten to add in. So when you sit there and say, this movie's written terribly, what was written badly about it? Because the problems with the movie are, first off, Krem. Krem has like nothing to do in this film. Zero. He has like nothing. He's there just to be the bad guy for them to go and chase after. The problem is, you can tell that there was a big plot point in this film of like child trafficking that they kind of just left out. Like they not left out, but pulled out of the movie. Like there is actually a big plot point that they pulled out of the movie for that would have been all that Krem was dealing with.
That's interesting.
So that's not writing. That's editing and decisions of the producers and the director and the editors of pulling something out. So, okay, that's not writing. All right. Well, what about Supergirl? What's her story? Well, her story is of being alone, feeling lost in the galaxy and everything like that. And that story worked out well. There was no issues there. Okay, what about Lobo? Okay, Lobo, his story, his inclusion, it works because he has a quote unquote like a contract to go kill somebody that happens to be attached to the group of people that Supergirl and Ruthie are going after. Okay, it kind of works. It's in there. Does he have to be there? No. If he didn't have that contract, would he be there? No, but it works. Okay, that's not writing though. So like, there's no bad writing. It's just editing stuff, like that's the thing. People just don't understand. So I don't know. We're going on a long time with this, but people just need to understand. And like, guys, this movie is not that bad. I'm telling you, if you haven't seen it, you don't even go watch it in the theaters. If you don't want to spend the money, wait till it comes on streaming. I don't care. But when you get a chance to watch it. And I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. I think you will truly enjoy it. I do. You guys got anything else?
Yeah, I agree. I think the weakest part is Lobo. It seems he just seems shoehorned in. That's really it. That's that and the I didn't care for the soundtrack, but that's neither here nor there. But
see, again, the score, there's a difference. You have the score and then you have the soundtrack.
Yeah, no,
the score by Claudia Sarnay was great. The score was ass, but
yeah. So,
all right. Moving on. Apparently, DC, this is a rumor. Rumor says they're prioritizing the Bane and Deathstroke movie after Supergirl's box office struggles.
Wait! Look, before you get into it, can I bring back an old remote control joke here? It's been about 10 years since we've done it.
Okay.
Deathstroke is always the last stroke.
Completely forgot that.
10 years later. Anyway,
here's the thing. Look, I'm not gonna lie. This movie, this concept does sound interesting for me. It does. But prioritizing this movie right now is a terrible move. If it's true, look, when I want everybody to understand this. If in a podcast or in a tweet, in a post, if I say, if true, that means that I don't fully believe the story. And I'm saying, if true, to say, look, if this is true, I don't like it or I do like it. It's basically to start conversation about this whole thing. It's not for me to sit there and say, oh, I believe this 100%. Just so you know. Okay, guys? Just so you know. I'm gonna
Don't worry. I'll get notifications every time you tweet, and I'll just put if true in the comments underneath every single post.
But if true, I think this is a terrible idea to prioritize this because they need to get Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Arrow, Martian Manhunter. They need to get the big guns out there. They need to get the ones that people know, that people love, out the door ASAP. Think about this for a second. Before I let you guys talk, I want you guys to think about something real quick. James Gunn and Peter Safran technically took over DC Studios in 2022. Okay? In 2022, the end of 2022. Let's say they get a contract extension at the end of 2027, okay? Man of Tomorrow comes out in 2027. Let's say their Batman movie doesn't come out until 2028 at the earliest. Okay? That's 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028. 6 years it took them to get a Batman movie out. Now, let's say it's not even Batman they get out in 2028, but it's Wonder Woman. So what is it, 2029? We get Batman. That's 7 years to get a Batman movie out. But they're fast tracking a Bane and Deathstroke movie. Like I look, I trust James Gunn. I trust Peter Safran. I do. But the one thing that this Supergirl movie has taught us is that the audience doesn't want the B-list and C-list characters. The audience, which we learned last summer, wants Superman. They want the big guns, not Supergirl, not the B-list, C-list. They need to put a stop. Not and they could just shelve it. They can put it to the side. They don't have to say we're never making it. They just put it to the side. They can hire 15 writers right now and say, all right, we need a Batman movie. We need it fast. Give us your pitches. All right, we like this pitch. Write it. Okay, let's go.
You know, I love both of these villains. I'm a huge fan of both of them. I love them in the animated stuff we've seen, the comics, and normally, like, this is the kind of movie I would love. I'm a villains guy. However, now is not the time. A lot of people made the point, like, okay, you know, Supergirl was a misstep. I'm not saying it was or it wasn't. I haven't seen it in terms of the movie was good or not. Obviously, it didn't work out for the most part for the DCU. But a lot of people said the lesson to learn was not to be prioritizing B and C list characters right now. This is not the move. I'm not saying that the DCU can't take risks. I think they can take risks, but I think the risks they should take are creative decisions and big swings in movies and maybe shows, not on B and C list characters right now. They can't afford to do it. They do not have the luxury of doing it. They're one or two bad projects away from mostly everyone thinking the DCU is a wrap right now, which is unfortunate. I wish it wasn't the case, but they're not having a good year. Okay. The Lanterns teasers have not been well received. Supergirl has not been well received. And there's a lot of people that would love nothing more than to see the DCU fail. Okay. Also, by the way, if the DCU does fail, we're probably not getting another DCU. It's probably just going to be Batman movies, a Superman movie, a Flash movie that have nothing to do with each other. Just pure Elseworlds, which suck. So I really want the DCU to work out. I trust in James Gunn, but I will say decisions like this of prioritizing a movie like this right now would make me lose a little bit of confidence in him. It would make me think, like, come on, read the room, you know? And I saw Donovan's comments. One of them was, this could be pivotal to Batman. And I agree. They could totally roll this into the introduction of Batman, which would be really cool. But I still don't think it's the right move, because I don't think, even if this is how they introduce the Batman to us, like, what happens if the movie doesn't do well and people don't like it and it just has a quick Batman cameo of an introduction and then it's a failure when they could have just put out a good Batman movie? Like, it's still not the move, number one. I also don't think it's the move to introduce Batman in Clayface. I just think Clayface is going to be a small, artsy movie. It's probably going to be great, but Batman needs an epic introduction. Also, Clayface, I'm pretty sure, is rated R. You need kids to be able to go into the movie theater and see Batman's introduction to the DCU. And if Clayface is rated R, that's just not happening. But, you know, like, these are great, epic villains. Like, these are the kind of villains I want to see. And I always said the best thing about Deathstroke, and it's also true with Bane, is that they are such great combatants that it would force them to make Batman, the Batman movie with these two guys, or one or the other, be a great action movie. Because what's the point of having either of these characters if the action isn't going to be amazing? But yeah, they need to prioritize the characters that people do know. They can't take risks on the characters they're choosing right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with Lawrence here. I think we do need to see the Justice League at least more than Superman at this point right now, than just, hey, we're just going to start throwing shit out of wall and pray it sticks. Introduce character, like you said, Jerry, the characters people know. Wonder Woman, Green Arrow. We're getting Lanterns in a TV show, which how it's looking now probably would be better as a movie, just box office wise. Wait, who did I say? More. I personally would like to see a Martian Manhunter movie.
Oh,
that would be. I think that would do well. I mean, that's just me.
And you could do some really cool, like artsy stories about Martian Manhunter and how he always feels underappreciated. Like, there's really cool narratives that you could push around that character. He is such a great character, and a lot of people don't really know him because he's never been in live action other than the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
I disagree about the quote unquote be patient. I won't say I disagree. We are patient. Okay. Patience is key. Here's the thing. We get a Superman movie. That's fine. Start off the universe with Superman. But we need to know, and we need to have an idea of when we're getting Batman and or Wonder Woman and getting our other members. Especially when your second movie flops as hard as it does. Okay? If Supergirl would have blown us all away and it would have been a huge success, I would sit there and say, hey, James Gunn is fine. The audience is buying into everything, but it's clear. Audience showed up, was excited, liked Superman in 2025. 2026, you give them a B-tier hero like Supergirl, they don't show up, they don't really appreciate it. So what is that telling you? That's telling you they want the A-tier heroes. So then you hear a rumor that they're fast-tracking C-tier level characters like Bane and Deathstroke, which one is a villain, one is a mercenary, and they're going to have their own project, most likely a film.
And not even to mention the main superhero that's associated with them.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the problem. I have no problem being patient and like, hey, if we know that Batman's coming, which they announced Brave and the Bold. That's fine. But that was 3 years ago now. We know that they announced a Wonder Woman project 3 years ago now called Paradise Lost. They haven't technically announced a Wonder Woman movie. So that's the difference. I'm all about being patient and letting James Gunn build the universe, but don't allow these movies, these side characters, these types of side projects be the ones that build this universe up when it's clear that the audience isn't interested in this stuff. I'm interested in it. I'm curious to see how this plays out, but I want the universe to build and succeed. So in order for that to happen, we need to get these bigger characters, the right characters out there, so then I can see these projects. We can all see these projects. Get the right characters up and running and getting the successes out there, then we can have fun with these little side projects and these experiments. That's how you do this. That's the correct way to do it.
Yeah, I don't think the problem is with us being patient. It's not the audience not being patient. It's the the studios going, we need to make money. We don't give a shit. Make something that's going to make us money.
Yeah.
I think they don't only need to make money, but obviously that's crucial here. But they also need movies that are going to be well received and build the universe. Supergirl not making a lot of money isn't on its own. I mean, the level it's doing now is a problem. But if it just came out to like $350-400 million, but it was a good movie and it did a lot for the narrative of the DCU, like that would have been great. But the fact that nobody's going to see it, everyone's trashing it online, it's going to be called a flop, while a lot of people unfairly and incorrectly say that Superman was a flop. Like, whether it was or wasn't, there's a lot of people that believe it was, and whether they're stupid or not really doesn't make a difference, because if they believe it and they're constantly pushing that online and now they're saying Supergirl flop, it's a problem. And by the way, I said last year on Threads, I said Lanterns should have been a movie and Supergirl should have been a show. And people came at me so hard. They were, of course, called me sexist. They were like, you're wrong. Green Lantern's lore is too big for a movie. I mean, everything. As if Woman of Tomorrow isn't too big for is too big for one movie. Obviously, if that were the case, we'd be in a lot better position right now. Or they would be. I don't want to say we. I have nothing to do with making the DCU, but it kind of sucks because this thing failed by basically every metric, and it's. And I know people are like, oh, well, Incredible Hulk didn't do well, and the MCU ended up fine. That was in 2008. It's 2026. It's a very different cinematic landscape. The market is very different. Social media is much more charged and much more impactful. It's a problem. And they need to make movies that are getting people excited about the DCU and not letting them say, oh, this kind of sucks.
Yeah. Conquest says, y'all asking for stuff too fast, in my opinion. The DCU just started last year. I don't disagree with what y'all say, but yeah, literally just started. Again, think of this. Yes, it just started last year. I get that. Okay. 2025. That's fine. I get that. But don't think of it as it just started in 2025. James Gunn took over in 2022. And we're talking about not having a Batman movie for 6 years, at least 6 years under his belt. Don't count the Matt Reeves Batman, because that's not part of the DCU. A Batman in the DCU for 6 years. A Wonder Woman movie for 6 years. Okay? A Flash movie for probably more than that. Those are 3 characters that are ginormous in the DC universe. Hell, you can even put Green Arrow in there. Thanks to the CW, Green Arrow is a bigger character in the DC universe now. And we probably will never see a movie or a big project for him. But you sit there and you say, okay, he takes over in 2022 and he focuses on Superman, which absolutely 100% agree. But they should have been focusing not just on Superman, but getting a bat. Like, it should have been 2025 Superman, 2026 Batman, 2027 Wonder Woman. However, like, it should have just been boom, 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 like that. Getting the big 3 out the door ASAP. But that's just my opinion. I gave him the benefit of the doubt with Supergirl. And I've been very vocal saying I don't think that should have been the second film up. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, saying, look, it's a good story they're adapting, but it didn't work for him. It just didn't. Men's Warehouse. No. Men's Wear. Men's Swear Manor? Men's Wear Manor. Okay. I have a question. If Nerdrotic and Yellow Flash didn't shit on Supergirl pre-release and make ugly, unflattering thumbnails of Millie, would it have done better? No. Look, Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker, Yellow Flash, all those guys. Look, they have a large following, but they're not the reason that the movie didn't. They're not. I'm sorry. They're not the only reason. If I won't even say they're the reason at all. Like, I just don't.
Yeah. I also think a lot of that ecosystem's followers, they're not real movie fans. They just want to see people talk shit about movies. I don't think they really go to the movies. I don't think they really watch movies. I think they just like people shitting on things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so unhappy with their lives, they go home and kick their dogs when they're done.
Seriously, it's crazy.
All right, I got to ask you guys a question. Do you think it's time for James Gunn and Peter Safran to panic?
If they're not confident behind closed doors in Lanterns, yes. And granted, I don't think that Lanterns is going to, even if Lanterns is great, like an amazing, which I think it's going to be. I have heard from people that are pretty well connected with DC that have said, I can pretty much guarantee you this thing's going to be a hit, which is why I have so much confidence in it. But I will say, at the end of the day, Lanterns is a TV series. It's going to be on HBO. Like, that's not the amount, even though HBO is big, it's not Hollywood blockbuster big in terms of its viewership. And as great as this thing is, it's a TV series. They need the wins at the movies. And I think that, but I do think if Lanterns is bad and it doesn't work and people hate it, yeah, I think they should panic. I think they should really panic. Because at that point, even if Man of Tomorrow is incredible, like, I think they're going to need more to come back from a Lanterns failure.
I wouldn't say panic yet, but if Clayface flops, it's panic button time.
All right, Colton, you just binged Creature Commandos.
Yeah, no, and you were correct. I did enjoy that show.
That's like your kind of show.
I knew you would enjoy it. It's like right up your alley, man.
Yeah, no, right up my alley. I got home because Colton had a surprise 2 days off this week getting his thyroid tested. So I was like, you know what, you guys been talking, you've been riding my ass to watch Creature Commando. So I was like, all right, I'll watch that. And then I started watching the Mall series and went to bed at like 1 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, but
I was almost really upset that GI Robot got destroyed, and I was like, oh God, did they really kill him? Please let him come back. Please let him come back.
Spoilers.
Oh, come on. I'm probably the last person that watched it. Come on.
No, look, for me, I think when it comes down to it, the James Gunn and Peter Safran don't need to panic. I did make a video the other day where I laid out a few ideas that I think would help James Gunn and Peter Safran kind of steady the ship a little bit. A couple years ago, I had somebody who was in the know, or I know a couple people who know a couple people who know a couple people who I know a couple people who know a couple people who told me that the plan of DC originally was that they were going to come in and they were going to establish Superman and the Super Family. They're going to establish Batman and the Bat Family. They were going to establish the Lantern side of things. They were going to establish pockets of everything. And each little pocket was going to have its own little playground, and that they could all kind of intertwine and interact with each other from time to time. Very similar to how the comics are. Like if you think of almost like Action Comics and DC Comics, like they have their own little playground where, it's their own little thing, and then they cross over from time to time. That's what I was told a couple years ago. Maybe not even a couple years ago. I even talked about it on my show back whenever I heard about it. So it sounded cool. It sounded like it was going to be a lot of fun. The problem is it's so slow moving when it comes to movies and television that I don't think it's going to work in this medium. I just don't think it will. So, I think that the idea is that for me, like I said earlier, you need to focus on getting the Batman movie out or Wonder Woman or both. Like by the end of this year, you need to have scripts ready to go, regardless of who's writing them. If it's Anna Naguaria who wrote Supergirl for Wonder Woman, great. If her script was a problem, get a second person on the script. Just have them look it over, have them work on it too, whatever it is. If her script was a problem, I don't think it was, but if it was a problem, you need to have scripts ready to go. You need to be in some sort of pre-production by the end of 2026 with Batman and or Wonder Woman. You just have to. I don't care. You have to be in some sort of pre-production. So that's one of the big things. And you have to make sure Superman is a steady force. He has to be in a movie every year. I'm serious. If you want him to be the face, the core, the heart, the soul of your universe, he has to be in theaters every single year. You're good. You're 2 for 2 now. He was in Superman. He was in Supergirl. He's going to actually he'll be 3 for 3, and he'll be in Man of Tomorrow. So you're 3 for 3. You got to keep it going. He's got to be in a movie every single year to be the face. But I think they don't need to panic. I think they just need to steady the course, steady the boat a little bit, and just make sure they're giving the audience what they want. And like I said, we see what the audience wants and what they don't want. And they need to take that knowledge and run with it. It's that simple. Take that knowledge and run with it. Whether they do or not is up to them. What happens if they don't? Well, James Gunn and Peter Safran will be gone. And the DCU will be run by somebody else. It's that simple.
The other thing, and by the way, Lanterns tapped Christopher Cantwell. He's one of my favorite comic writers. He's writing season 2. But as great as Lanterns could be, if they do sideline Hal Jordan, kill him off, whatever, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to have a backlash towards that. People are going to be pissed about it. People are already pissed about character choices. That is like, as great as the show could be, there's going to be a negative reaction towards that. And they're going to have to deal with that because it's, and it was a bad choice. Like, if that's what they're doing, it was a bad choice. Everyone loved Hal Jordan. I like Jon Stewart a lot too. Don't get me wrong. But like, I just don't understand why they would make that decision. And it's unfortunate because coming off of Supergirl, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, it could be. Hunter Iggy did ask a question I wanted to talk about here. He said, what are your thoughts on Matt Reeves' control everything Batman? He doesn't technically control everything Batman. Technically, James Gunn and Peter Safran control everything DC. It's just that they've allowed him to play in the Batman sandbox a good bit. He's a producer on Clayface, but the big reason why he's a producer on Clayface is because if I'm not mistaken, I believe the story idea, or at least some parts of Clayface, came from Matt Reeves, or at least early concepts of it did. Then the dynamic duo, again, I don't know why he is a producer on that, but he is a producer on that. And then he's got his Matt Reeves universe. So, yeah, I mean, he's playing in the Batman sandbox a good bit. I have this belief that the Batman Part 2 is going to be it for him. If he was going to be around long term, I think they would have greenlit a Penguin season 2. That's what makes me believe he won't be here after the second Batman. But I could be wrong. I mean, he could be around after that. I don't know. But I think that they're more looking towards the future of the DCU and saying, we don't want to have 2 Batmans around, and finish up your story, clean it up, finish it with Batman Part 2. You got your 3 story arc with Batman, Penguin, Batman Part 2, and you're done. And I think that's what they're going to do.
It's just another challenge they don't need right now.
Yeah.
But I don't think Matt Reeves is the guy to control Batman in the DCU anyway. He doesn't respect the source material enough to do the DCU proper. I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of his Batman movie. I'm a fan of the Penguin. I'm looking forward to the Batman Part 2. But when it comes down to it, the DCU proper needs to be comic accurate. That's the point of it. And he's just a guy that doesn't like comics. He's made that very clear. He wouldn't even call Penguin Oswald Cobblepot. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's definitely not the guy to make a comic accurate Batman.
And no, we do not want him directing Brave and the Bold.
Yeah.
Not saying we want Andy Muschietti, but we do not want.
Wait, what you're not saying is that we're actually directing the Brave and Bold.
Yeah. All
Here
three of us.
first.
With our iPhones.
All right, we're moving off of DC, guys. But popcorn buckets saved movie theaters a century ago. Now the industry is betting on collectible popcorn buckets. What the heck is going on with popcorn buckets, Jerry? Tell me.
You know, my dad always says that America has an insatiable appetite for cheap shit. Okay. And like, I always think of that when I see people buying popcorn buckets. They are so fucking stupid. And I'll never understand buying a $50 pizza. And don't get me wrong, I do pretty well. I got money. I've never bought one of these fucking stupid things. I would never want one of these fucking things. I think they're so dumb. But I do enjoy seeing the commies on social media buy them because it proves that even they love capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I only reason I put this in here is because the new Evil Dead one that's a dishwasher.
I didn't see that one.
I was like, what in the fuck are we doing as a society?
I mean, these are some of the popcorn buckets here that we've had.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they look cool, but I'm not spending $40 on it.
yeah,
It's so fucking stupid. I just would like if that shit was sitting in my apartment, I would throw it out.
Seeing the Scary Movie bong, Jesus Christ, who greenlit Scary Movie 6? Who the fuck? It's literally like they were like, hey Colton, you have 2 days to write this script. Here you go. Because it's literally like I wrote, like me personally wrote that script. It is bad.
I will say it's kind of funny. I saw the note for this in the notes here, and I went on TikTok, and the very first TikTok that popped up was for Super Troopers 3 popcorn bucket and cups, and they have a liter of cola cup that you can get from the first Super Trooper. I don't know if you got that. I thought it was funny, but
I did almost buy the Supergirl Fleshlight cup. So
yeah, well,
they had a bunch of them at the theater. I was like, no, I better not.
I also see people like complaining about the resale market of popcorn buckets. Like, that's what capitalism is. Like, you can't hate don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same people that are complaining about Pokemon card scalpers.
Yeah, it's like
I will say the Toy Story one this year was really cool. Was this the one? Yeah, this is the one. I will say it was pretty cool because the wings popped out and it made noises. Although
if you're a kid, like I could understand wanting that as a kid.
Yeah, not like 30-plus-year-old people going to buy that.
The thing is like they make them for the dumbest movies too. Like who
like see the Alien one? There's kind of not that one. The one next to it.
Yeah,
that one's cool looking. Not enough for me to go, yeah, I'm gonna spend $50 on that.
I mean, Dune had a butthole. Like it was a butthole.
Yeah,
you had to put your hand in.
Game respects game. Like, see, the Jaw one's cool. I wouldn't buy it.
But the problem is half of them, like, look how small this one is. Like, you get like 2 handfuls of popcorn and then it's gone. Like, it's so dumb.
You should look up the Evil Dead one real quick. I can't believe you didn't see that.
Donovan, I think you meant Fleshlight.
No. Oh, yeah, he meant Fleshlight. Yeah. What is it? Evil Dead, not Rise. It's
Burn?
Burn?
I think it's
Evil
Burn.
Burn.
Yeah, it's a dishwasher.
That's cool. That is kind of cool.
And like, see, it's just like I don't care enough to buy it. And it's geared towards people that have the money to buy that.
That's cool. Again, I would never buy it. Never buy it, but it is cool. All right. Let us know your thoughts, everybody, on the popcorn buckets. If you ever bought one, if you care to buy one, let us know.
Please say you won't buy one. Blood packed us right now.
What is Xbox canceling? Blade?
Blade. Yeah.
Now, another cancel Blade project. Here we go.
Yeah, Blade is just a ripperoni of a IP at this point. I didn't even know they were making a Blade game, to be honest. I looked into it a little bit. It wasn't really super, super far along, at least from my understanding. I mean, it's just part of the shuttering of everything that Xbox is doing right now to, I don't know, save face, save money, keep the boat afloat, whatever they're doing.
Keep the float boat.
I think personally, I mean, I do like Wolverine. I think Blade would have been more interesting. I think Blade would have been more interesting as a button masher, personally. But, you know, I'm not in charge of anything. Barely in control of my life.
I would have loved a Blade game with the sword controls from Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah, no, that's what I would think you would go with Blade. It would make a better game.
All right, well, we'll move on. You didn't have much to say about that.
Yeah. But OD still saved because Hideo Kojima can do no wrong.
The GOAT.
I think at this point he's probably just funding the game himself. I am really interested.
Is it about drugs and like drug addiction? It has to be, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably like the overarching thing. It looks really good. That's probably one of the few horror games outside of like Resident Evil and Silent Hill I'm gonna grab. There's not really much more to or was it OD or whatever OD knock than the screenshots that we got from it.
It's crazy he's doing it with Jordan Peele too, you know. But yeah, an OD horror game. I'm sober. Like there's been 2 instances watching shows about addiction where it was so realistic that it like brought me back and it was scary for me. It was one in Snowfall when the girl gets addicted to crack, and then it was Dope Sick when Michael Keaton's in rehab and he gets Michael Keaton played a doctor, but he became addicted to Oxy, and the like pharma rep came to visit him because the pharma rep like felt guilty because he was the one that introduced him and all that. And he was like, "Oh, it's so great to see you doing well here. You know, I'm happy for you." And Michael Keaton's like, "Do you have any oxys on you?" And it was just like, it was just so realistic that it was scary that this game might be kind of crazy for me.
Yeah, Hideo Kojima is good at making simulators. As a mailman myself, Death Stranding was cool.
Death Stranding, I really like the first one. I think I said last week I got to try the second one.
Yeah, I played the first one. I got the second one. I have it downloaded. I just haven't played it yet. Yeah. But it is a mailman simulator. You just walk and deliver stuff. It's cool.
It is, but it's a cool story. It's got cool vibes, and the combat's supposed to be much better in the second one.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
First one was getting a little rough there for me at the end. I was like, please.
Yeah.
At some point, I was like, just let me skip combat. Can I just skip it completely? Yeah.
All right. PlayStation, Sony pissed off almost the entire world. Because Best Buy wanted to.
Yeah, because they threw Best Buy ads everywhere.
That's IGN. So first and foremost, they were like, hey, we're going to delete movies that you may have bought on PlayStation. That was the first thing they did this week. They're like, hey, we're going to delete more than 550 titles from users on your PlayStation Network accounts due to licensing agreement with Studio Canal. Once again, proving and showing that, hey, you don't own anything that you buy digitally.
Yeah, that's why you always sail the 7 seas.
So they posted, as of September 1st, 2026, due to our content licensing arrangements, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Studio Canal content, and the content will be removed from your video library. Click here for a full list of affected titles that will no longer be supported. Thank you, PlayStation Store. All right. Now, I believe this happened a couple years ago. PlayStation, maybe even Xbox. I don't know if you can even buy stuff on Xbox anymore, but this happened a couple years ago with titles, and people got pissed off and people were upset. Here's the thing, guys, like I know I moved mostly to digital myself, like pretty much all digitally myself. But I went to big companies. Like I buy mostly from Amazon. Like when I buy movies digitally, I buy from Amazon because the likelihood of their arrangements or whatever you want to call them expiring and not being renewed are pretty slim because of how big Amazon is, and they don't want to piss off their customers typically in that way. But it could still happen. Like things like that could still happen. But that's like, why would you buy something from the PlayStation, like movies from a PlayStation store? That's just dumb. Like, that really is dumb. I also think a good rule of thumb is buy physical. Now I know it's going to get harder and harder to do so because buying players is tough. Like it's walking to Walmart, walking to Best Buy, you're not going to find many different players that you can purchase, and they're not even cheap. Like DVD players went from being $1,000 to $50 in the span of like 5 years. Blu-ray players are still like $200, but I get that, but you can't even find them very easily because not many companies make them.
4K players are $500. I got mine.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like they're not easy to find either. So I know that that's a problem. One thing you can do is get yourself a NAS, an at-home storage system that you buy the things physically, get yourself a drive that you can load them all up to your NAS, and then you can watch them anywhere in the world. And then you can just put the disc away. And you still have it as backup.
I got to start doing that.
But you have a backup storage unit, which I have, which is great. I love it. It's one of the greatest things ever. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. What do you guys think about this?
I would love to see a class action lawsuit come from this. I would love it. Fuck Sony.
And get your 50 cents.
Hey, whatever. Hey, I got $7 from PNC the other day, and I still don't know how I did it, but
I got 15 from Amazon the other day.
Yeah, I mean, but I could see someone getting pissed off enough to do a class action lawsuit.
Yeah.
They need to, like, and I heard Campia say this, so I want to make sure I give him credit and not act like it was my idea, but they need to come up with some kind of law where if you buy a movie that you don't lose access because, like, okay, so you can't watch it on PlayStation anymore, but the license holder, if it's on Apple TV, like they should grandfather you in to be able to watch it wherever it's still available. Because this is just not cool. Like if you, and yeah, of course they're able to do it because you really only buy a license, but that doesn't make it any more ethical. It's really, really screwed up. And Sony, as big of a fan as I am of their products, they are one of the most arrogant corporate companies on the planet.
Yeah.
And it gets worse.
Yeah.
And like I said, players for DVDs and Blu-rays and 4K and high definition, they're just getting harder to find. Well, PlayStation is ending production on physical game discs for all games starting in January of 2028. So don't worry, guys. You got like a year and a half left. But from that date, new games will only be available in digital formats only.
I mean,
what does that tell us?
Not that matters because you're only getting licensing with the disc now. So, I mean.
So I actually found out that's not necessarily true because I said it on Threads the other day and someone said that like 70% or more of games still do have game data on the discs. But regardless, like physical games are done. Xbox is going to follow suit. Nintendo will probably follow suit. And you know what else is going to happen? This is going to really hurt GameStop. GameStop is trying to shift to retro, but that's going to be GameStop is going to purely be retro games. and it is not going to survive on retro. I know a lot of people are like really into it, but it's just they're going. It's going to kill GameStop. Like GameStop, it might die a slower death over the retro, but they're going to die.
So here I want to touch on a couple things here. For one, we knew this was coming. I've been saying this for a couple years. Next gen consoles are going to be completely digital. I've been saying that for a while. I even think that Xbox is going to be more cloud gaming than anything. Like that's what I think is going to happen. Whether Sony follows suit with that, we'll see. That's number one. Number two, talking about the GameStop thing. It's already been becoming more Funko Stop than anything else. Keep that in mind, you know. But
not wrong.
These kids probably don't even know what that is.
What's that?
These kids that are like younger than us probably don't even know what Funko is. But Funko was the GameStop that we had before GameStop.
Yeah, Funko Land.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about Funko Pops. But
it's because GameStop's becoming what FYE was like 2 years before they closed.
Yes. Here's the thing. GameStop, when I worked at GameStop back in 2008, 2009, something like that. When I worked there, they were already preparing for this back then. However, they didn't know like when it was coming. So they were kind of like, oh, you know, gaming is going to be around forever. But they already they knew that this was going to come eventually. Now, like you said, they've been pushing a lot more now for the retro gaming. Like they're trying to get back into retro games. One of the things I remember back when I was working there is the store I was in, we had in our storeroom like 10 or 15 boxes of Xbox One or original Xbox, not Xbox One, original Xbox, PlayStation games, PlayStation 2 games, GameCube games. Like we had a whole bunch of games back there, boxes and boxes of them. We actually shipped them to corporate because we weren't selling them anymore at the store level. And we're like, why are we sending them to you guys? You know, like what's the deal? Didn't get a straight answer from our district manager at all. Whether they held on to them for 15, 20 years or not, or what, who knows what they did with them. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, they could try and do that. The problem is, are they going to be able to compete with, like, we have a store near me called Game Vault, and they're a pretty chill store. They focus a lot on retro games, but one of the cool things that they do is they have like game nights where you can go hang out and play board games. You can play tabletop games. You can play video games there. You can do all this kind of stuff there. GameStop's not going to do that kind of stuff. So, while, yeah, it could hurt, this kind of stuff's going to hurt GameStop. I think GameStop's going to go out of business, or they're going to become an online retailer.
Yeah,
solely.
Retro gaming was never meant to be corporate.
No, it's really not. It's not a corporate type of structure for that.
Now, I definitely see. When does that say? 2028?
Yep.
Is that it? I think the preserve games movement will have enough momentum there that, yeah, you can go to all digital, but that doesn't mean you can shut down your servers. You have to keep those servers up or make the game functional in single player.
Well, Xbox apparently, I didn't pull this up, but Xbox is apparently working on a system where you can essentially trade in your physical game for a digital game.
Oh,
and they're working on that internally right now, so who knows how quickly that'll go. But you figure by the time the next consoles come out, that'll probably be 2028, 2029. You figure halfway through that next console generation, it's over.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they even have disk drives when they launch them, to be honest.
The next consoles, they won't.
Yeah.
They should do that with like everything. You know, a lot of 4Ks, when you buy them, it comes with a code for the digital. Like I wish comic books did that. I wish, like you buy a comic book, it should come with a digital. Everything should do that.
Yeah, I think it's the fear of piracy, but it's like I bought it. It's technically my copy. If I want to rip it, or if I want to read it on a Kindle or an iPad or whatever, I should have the ability to.
Yeah. But this is going to hurt like a lot of people who wait for games to be a little bit cheaper, used, and like the single mother who wants to buy video games for her kids. And like a lot of people are, video games, it's an expensive hobby. And a lot of people could already barely afford it. And they're screwed. Like they are so screwed.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the second.
By Game Pass.
We'll see the second apocalyptic event in gaming, like when, what was it, the 80s or 90s, where it almost put itself out of business. I think we're nearing that again, where it's going to toe the edge and then back away again.
Also, the next consoles are already going to be insanely expensive too. Like, it's crazy.
Which you can't even blame Microsoft or Sony at this point. That's the world we're at right now.
Right. Well, you can't blame them that 100%.
Damn you, ChatGPT. All right.
Everybody open chat. Oh my God, I can't talk. Chat GPT and another tab. Fuck you. And then close it immediately.
All right, Jerry, what do we got here? We got Batman number 11. Countdown.
Yeah. Batman number 11 was the Batman issue that I have been waiting for. So they have this new villain who you see there. There's a couple new villains. Ojo, and she returns to Gotham, and she is going after Bruce Wayne pretty hard. And, basically Vandal Savage's Gotham Police Department, super corrupt, of course. They're dealing with fallout because the Penguin is moving against this other new villain who I really like. I'm kind of biased though, but this new villain Minotaur, who's really cool. He was inspired by Ian Fleming, who's the creator of James Bond. So naturally, I'm a fan. And, they're starting to pick up on the narrative threads because the first 10 issues have, I don't want to say it's like all been slow, but they've planted so many seeds like so early on in issues like 1 to 4 that they never even mentioned again. And now they're going back to Minotaur and Ojo, and there was a lot of action in this issue. It was great. And it ended on a major cliffhanger with the knock at the door at the end. And that was the new butler, who is a female and seemingly
woke.
Yeah. Is it woke to have a female butler if she works in the kitchen? She's seemingly related to Alfred Pennyworth, so that's interesting. Reviews ended up having like an 8.9 out of 10 average, so it was obviously well received. It was great. So I was really a big fan of this issue, and I think that a lot of people have been loving this run, but a lot of people have issues with it. I think now, moving into Bad Seeds, which we've talked about, like this is going to start to really pick up, and people are going to start to say, like, this is the Batman run we've been waiting for a really long time.
What's Ojo's gimmick? Because she looks dope as shit on the cover.
Yeah, she is some kind of like Japanese something. She uses a sword. She's got fishnets. She's definitely got some swagger to her. But I don't. It's hard to describe like what her gimmick is. I feel like we don't really know so much about her yet.
Colton
she definitely
Noonan over here, and you got Jerry.
She definitely. Well, she looks like a Jedi. Because like in her right hand, it looks like a lightsaber. Yeah,
she is about to say, "I am a Palpatine Jedi."
Yeah, I am a Sheev.
I am all of the Palpatines, and somehow I returned.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, and Marvel's making Iron Man related characters the villains. Is that what? Is that
Yeah.
right?
So, they've been building up a lot in the Iron Man run towards Armageddon. And it seems like part of Armageddon is going to have Iron Man as a bad guy. And they always do it, but that's part of Tony Stark's character, is that he makes questionable choices. He's a flawed character. That's who he is. So it makes sense. But basically, Tony has a new desert base. So Madame Mask created this. She basically wanted to find a new Tony Stark. So she kidnapped like a bunch of geniuses, put them in a lab, and was like, you guys need to create like Tony Stark level weapons. And she basically was like, whoever does the best job, I'm going to make like a major partner villain kind of thing. And Tony basically rescued them and then built a new base in the desert. And he's kind of got this like academy going on with them where he has them making weapons and technology for good with him. And the rest of the heroes kind of think Tony is off his rocker. So War Machine returns. Rhodey visits Tony at that base to find out what he's building. And it's actually Hulk's old Gamma facility. And there's Tony's, rescued proteges. So they're kind of introduced. But, they basically built this like crazy concoction that ends up sucking in a lot of metal. It was weird, but it didn't really work out well. And Rhodey and Tony were kind of having a falling out. And I think it's going to build into Avengers Armageddon, which is good. I actually reread that issue and I liked it more the second time, the Avengers Armageddon, which I talked about. I think this is going to be the story that, people start talking positively about Marvel again, because listen, I think Marvel's been putting out good comics. A lot of people seem to think differently. I think they're just not really reading Marvel for the most part, because when I talk to other people who are reading Marvel, they're happy with it. But at the same time, the sales, they're getting dominated by DC like every week. I mean, it's really, really crazy at this point. And it's not just the absolute stuff. It's DC, proper as well. So it's pretty crazy. Marvel's got they definitely have a couple issues. Like I would say the biggest thing that's facing Marvel that they're doing wrong right now is they keep canceling comics. And it's like, people are buying these comics. It's like $5, $6, or $7 a pop every month. And say you buy 6, 7 issues over 7 months, and then Marvel's like, oh, this isn't selling well, we're canceling it. Well, you do that so many times. Now you have customers who are like, I'm just going to wait, because if Marvel's going to cancel that early on, I don't want to invest my money and time into it. And I think that's really hurting their sales more than anything.
Yeah. All right, guys, let us know your thoughts on comics, because I got nothing to add to that. All right. That's been Comics Cuts with Jerry. All right.
Oh, fucking son of a bitch. Why am I up first again? Oh, wait, no, everybody else is just loading it. I was just here first. Oh, no. Oh, wait, it is my turn to go first, isn't it? I think.
I don't know.
I don't remember who went first last week.
We got a little time.
Oh, God, no. My fucking kryptonite.
So, Colton, I need you to pick a number between 1 and 4.
2.
All right. So, I need you to give me 4 actors that started in a Marvel movie, and 6. Wait, hold on. Let's do it this way.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hold on. Actors who starred in Marvel franchise. 10 and 44 seconds.
Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, oh god, Scarlett Johansson, Zoe Zadana, is that her name?
Yeah.
Chris Pratt. Where am I at? 5?
Yeah.
Or is that 6? Okay.
That's 5.
No, it's not. That's not Bruce Willis that plays Groot, is it?
No.
No. No, who is it? No, it's Vin Diesel who plays Groot. God, why am I drawing a blank? Chadwin Boswick. Chadwin, the guy who played Black Panther. Chad. I can't pronounce his name. Oh god. Okay, I'm not going to dwell on it.
Dwelled on it too long.
God. The guy who played Thanos. I could see his face.
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick. There we go. See, I was there. All the words were there.
I would have given it to him.
He wouldn't have gotten there anyways.
And then I just stumbled on. I could see his face, but I can't think of who played fucking Thanos' name.
All right, Jerry. Give me a number 1 through 4.
3.
Oh god, give him 5 seconds to name 40 names like it did to me that one time.
Movie set at Christmas. 9 and 15 seconds.
Yes.
A Christmas Story, Home Alone 2, Die Hard, Harry Potter 1, Honor.
That wasn't very nice.
Hey, the dick of the game strikes hard and it strikes fast.
All right, 1 through 4.
We're gonna go 4 this time. We'll go 4.
All right, you got this one. You have
a lot of faith in me.
Movie set in outer space. 12 and 30 seconds.
Star Wars.
That's all of them.
Do you want to count Independence Day or no?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. Oh shit. Endgame. Well, no, Endgame.
Sure.
Well, Endgame, Infinity War.
Yeah,
if you want to count those, no, you're not gonna count it.
Go ahead. That's
okay.
4.
Oh my god, Alien.
There you go. That's all of them, though.
Alien versus Predator, or does that take place on Earth?
That's all of them.
Oh come on, that's bullshit. Oh god, why am I drawing a blank?
You got 5.
And it's gonna bother me. That's gonna keep me up at night. I hope you know that.
All right, 1 through 4, Jerry.
1.
Yay, we covered all the topics.
Get one of these. Actors who starred in the Batman, just any Batman movie, Batman franchise. You need 11 and 45 seconds.
Christian Bale, John Turturro, Robert Pattinson, Colin Farrell, Zoe Kravitz, Liam Neeson, Tom Hardy, Heath Ledger, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Katie Holmes, what's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Michael Caine.
You got it.
Well, you know what? I'm still losing. Nothing changes.
Finally got one that I at least could clean up on. The Christmas one was tough.
Yeah, you made it further in the Christmas one than I would have.
Yeah, that was tough.
1,
but it's not.
1 through 4, Colton.
2. We'll go 2 again. Oh God! Here we go. Colton falls on his face in round 3. Movies with animals as leading role. Oh God! If I can get like 3, maybe.
11.
What the fuck? Zootopia, Madagascar, The Secret World of Pets. Oh god, that one, the one where the dogs got neutered, that was on Netflix. That's really raunchy. That I made 5 minutes into. I think it's called Neutered. I think. Don't quote me on that.
We'll give it to you.
God, I really don't know anymore. Oh fuck it, fuck Stuart Little. I'll count that one. Curious George. We Bought a Zoo. If you want to count the zoo as a main character. Fuck, I don't know anymore after that. I was
You,
really
you didn't even say Lion King, which would have been like the first
well,
go-to for anybody.
Hold on. I'm gonna look that up. It's called Fixed. Sorry. That's the name of that movie.
1 through 4, Jerry.
4.
All right. I gotta keep giving Colton his zeros.
Oh my
sorry.
god. Bug's Life.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Bugs Life isn't animals.
Yeah, it is. They're bugs. Bugs are animals.
Movies containing zombies. I'm gonna get destroyed.
I could have got that one.
12 and 45 seconds.
Ooh, maybe not 12.
Zombieland.
Oh wait. There we go.
I don't even have any others. I really don't.
Tag me in. I can get like 4.
Colton.
You got Zombieland, you got Night of the Living Dead, you got Train to Busan, you have Evil Dead. Would you count Evil Dead?
Yeah.
God.
Resident Evil.
There's another one.
Underworld. I've never even seen it. I just figured there was.
No, I think those aren't those vampires?
Vampires and werewolves.
Yes, you're right.
Well, we're at 5. Shit. I keep thinking of a music video, and I know that's not a movie.
World War Z, anyone?
Ooh, I'm not a zombie guy. Like I thought I was gonna hate what's the game, The Last of Us, because it's zombies, but I ended up loving it. But that's how much I'm not a zombie person.
All right, 1 through 4.
Give me one. Oh, okay. I might be able to pull this one together. 0. Okay, 1. Oh, 10 and 60. Okay, you got Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Robert Pattinson. Yeah. Michael Keaton. There we go. I remembered his name this time.
There you go.
Oh my God, what the fuck? Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt. That's what, 9?
One more.
Holy
come on.
shit, I might win. Don't blow it, Colton. Don't blow it, Colton. Chadwick Boseman. The redemption for the pronunciation. I will take it. Colton finally scores a point after 3 goddamn times of playing this.
He did it. I can't believe it.
Should put like inspirational music behind that one.
All right, 1 through 4.
4.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is a good one.
Hold on. All right.
Gets 10 seconds. Oh fuck.
Forrest Gump. What's the other one called? Toy Story. Saving Private Ryan. You've Got Mail.
You got it.
I was thinking, won't you be my neighbor?
And there's that.
I just know he's Mr. Rogers in it. That's all.
All right, Colton, 1 through 3.
I don't want to do 1 again because let's do 4 or 1 through 3.
1 through 3.
You caught me with my pants on there. We'll do 3.
3 it is.
Oh, okay. We're gonna see how badly I don't know people's names.
All right, hold on. All right, let's see here. And up.
Okay, I think that's fair. Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford. I almost said Luke Skywalker, but that's his character's name. Shit, what the fuck is his name? Mark Hamill. The midget dude that was an R2D2, but I don't know his name. Yeah, Daisy Ridley. God, I can see him. I can't think of his fucking name. Kylo Ren. I don't know that one. Billy Lord. Would you count her as starring? Okay, you'll count it. Oh fuck, the guy who plays Poe too. I can't think of his name. Black guy that was a Jedi, but not really a Jedi because story reasons. Oh, this is gonna bother the shit out of me too. I know. I know the characters' names. I can't think of the actors' names.
You were thinking of Kenny Baker for R2.
Hey, I knew what I was talking about.
Peter Mayhew for Chewbacca.
See, I knew his last name was Mayhew, but I didn't think he'd give me credit for just the last name. So I knew you weren't gonna give me it, so I wasn't gonna say it.
All right, 1 through 3, Jerry.
3.
3.
Oh, this is tough. Pirates of the Caribbean, Jaws, Master and Commander.
Ooh, that's a good pull.
Battleship.
There you go. You got it.
You missed the easy one, Titanic.
Oh,
that was the first one that came to mind.
Yeah.
All right. 1 or 2, Colton.
Fuck it. We scored on 1. Let's go 1. We got to try to get more than 1 point. We got to not embarrass ourselves too badly here. I just lost. I know 2 of them off the top of my head.
Watch you get
3
2.
of them. 3 of them.
Look, if you get 2 or 3, it'll be funny.
Gets 12.
Oh,
okay. Edward Scissorhands. No, I keep saying 40 hands. Edward Scissorhands. Pirates of the Caribbean. Fantastic Beasts, or whatever that franchise is called. I don't know. I'm tapped out after that one. I don't know.
Come on.
I mean, I'm sure I probably know them, but I don't know any of the names of them.
I'm trying.
He's not going to get that one. He's not going to get that one.
I mean, I know what movie you're talking about. I don't know what the name of the movie is the problem. I've watched it.
Name. It's one word.
One word. One word. Count it as 4. Damn it.
It's 4 letters. It's 4 letters.
No, crack's not 4 letters.
Oh my god.
Yeah, see, this is painful because I know I've seen the movies, but I don't know the names of them. We've established Colton's bad at these things. 4, 3, 2, beep, 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 beep.
Blow.
See, I was gonna say snow, but I was like, that's not fucking right.
Oh man.
There's also another name for it, but
yeah.
All right, and the last one.
Oh, that's easy.
Okay.
Make it hard and lump all the Disney ones together in one name.
All right, we'll do that.
Beauty and the Beast, Lord of the Rings, Super Mario Brothers, Star Wars, Shrek,
Lion King.
Lion King.
Bug's Life.
I've never seen Bug's Life.
Bug's Life, wouldn't that fall under Disney?
No, it's Pixar.
Yeah, true.
Technically speaking, since Disney owns Pixar, you could say Little Bo Peep. She's a princess.
I think
so. This game, Jerry beat Colton 3-1.
But Colton got on the board. It wasn't a blowout, or it wasn't a shutout.
All right.
We're getting marginally better.
Marginally better. Well, yeah, oops, that's the wrong thing. There we go. And we're going to do this. Whoop, there we go.
Whoa.
All right, well, that's our show today. It seems like everybody always leaves after we talk DC. That's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they hate us, it's okay. We're gonna decorate my house early this year for Halloween. You'll just see me hanging from the ceiling later.
Jeez. All right, guys. Well, it's been real. It's been fun, but I can't say it's been real fun.
Oof.
I'm sorry. I take it back. It's been a lot of fun. I love you guys.
A blast.
Hey, next week I get a travel show.
Were you gonna
Are you gonna be away?
I'm gonna be at the beach.
Nice.
I'm bringing my MacBook though,
That's pretty cool.
and my AirPods.
What
We'll just-
beach?
Ocean City.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to do a trial run to see how bad the echo is in the room, but I'm bringing my MacBook and AirPods. So
If we can't see the beach behind you, I don't want you there.
actually, where our room is, we're right over the inlet, so I can literally just walk outside and you'll see it.
Oh, cool. Well, guys, this was fun. Everybody, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, follow us on our social medias. Jerry, where can they find you?
At Comics Cuts.
And Colton?
At White Ruby 53 on Pornhub. No, I'm kidding. At White Ruby 53 everywhere though.
Yeah.
And you can find me at Slav's Free Talk on the X, on Threads, and everywhere. Or you can find Bridging the Geekdoms at Bridge Geekdoms on X. And, hit that like button, hit subscribe. Come on, guys. Do it up.
Do it for the show.
Yeah.
Do it for the one.
Do it for the one.
Acknowledge your tribal chief.
All right, guys. Take it easy. We'll see you next week.